Swamiji, now we'll come to Bhagwan Vishnu.
So Srimad Bhagavatam actually lists down 24 avatars of Bhagwan Vishnu.
24 avatars.
Yes.
Okay. So you really feel today the earth and the human which we are living and we are going below that?
In some ways there is a...
Bhagwan Krishna is always been criticized for one thing about his marriage path.
There was this Asura called Narakasura who was doing some specific spiritual ritual where he had captured 16,100 princes and he was going to kill them. They sent a message to Bhagwan ki please come and protect us, rescue us. So Bhagwan goes with Satyabhama and he...
Every festival is mean, there is a reason behind it.
We celebrate relationships. So there is Guru Purnima, there is Raksha Bandhan. Then we will celebrate incarnations. So Ram Navami will be there, Janmashtami will be there. Shravan Maas, an entire mass we worship.
हेलो गाइस एंड वेलकम टू द अनदर एपिसोड ऑफ पॉजिटिव टॉक्स। और इस एपिसोड में हम बात करने वाले हैं अबाउट सनातन धर्म, स्पिरिचुअल लर्निंग्स एंड हाउ वी गोना कनेक्ट यूथ विद ऑल ऑफ दिस थिंग्स। एंड फॉर दिस वी हैव अ वेरी वेरी वेल नोन स्पिरिचुअल टीचर स्वामी स्वात्मानंद जी, जो चिन्मय मिशन के साथ बहुत सालों से जुड़े हुए हैं। उनको इन सारी चीज़ों की नॉलेज है। सो वी आर गोना डीप डाइव इनटू दिस। सो कीप वॉचिंग दिस पॉडकास्ट टिल द एंड. You will definitely get a lot of knowledge. This video is sponsored by Sukoon Design Studios. Sukoon Design Studios is an interior designing firm to transform your place into sukoon and comfort. With their beautiful design and excellent execution, they bring your dream space to life, ensuring that every corner is filled with sukoon and happiness. And if you're looking to transform your home, then check the details in the description and fill in your information to get the free first time consultation. And now, let's begin the positive talks. So I just wanted to understand when you said the Patal look and all the things which is going inside. So you really feel today the earth and the human which we are living and we are going below that, right?
In some ways there is a... We are in Kali Yuga. So the value system which was there in the earlier times, there is a deterioration, no doubt.
Okay.
But this goes always in cycles.
Okay.
So right now, even if you see in the last 20 years, are we not seeing so much of upsurge in spiritual knowledge in the last 10 years?
Last 10 years, yes.
And how many more youngsters want to know? Very fact that you and I are talking on this right now.
Right.
10 years ago, this was not even heard of. 10,
That's
15
true,
years
so
ago,
true.
not that much. So it will go in cycles.
Okay.
The broad cycle is Satyug, Tretayug, Dwapar, Kalyug. But within Kalyug itself, because it's a long period, 4,32,000 years. And it's not that continuously everything goes down only. It goes up, down, up, down, up, down.
Okay.
So yes, there was decline and there is decline in some ways. But there's also a rise in many ways.
So I just want to know about the last avatar. It has been said what we have heard that Kalki, yeah. So what that story is, because it's definitely going to happen. What exactly?
See, first and foremost, it is not a last avatar.
Acha, okay.
Because as I said, Bhagavatam mentions 24.
24, yeah.
And in that 24th is Kalki. There is no doubt it is mentioned. But after that, what Bhagavatam mentions, we have not seen.
Acha.
Bhagavatam says the avatars of Bhagwan are innumerable.
Ha.
Kalki will be one avatar. There is no doubt in that. And whatever the details are given about it and the place where he will be born and he will come on a horse and many of those things are there. But the time period also we have to know. Today we are in only...
Okay.
It doesn't go by the our understanding of time. It goes by the scriptural understanding of time, where we say 4,32,000 is Kali Yuga. 8,64,000, double of that, is the Dwapar Yuga.
Okay.
12,96,000 is Treta Yuga.
Okay.
And 17,28,000 is Sat Yuga.
Okay.
Now this four things you put together, all the four yugas, is 4.32 million years. 43,20,000 years is this time period, which is one day of Brahmaji.
One day of Brahmaji. Okay.
And one night of Brahmaji is equally this long, 43,20,000 years.
Okay.
And 360 days like that is his 1 year.
same that one is okay.
1 year of his is 360 days.
360
And
days.
like that, he lives for 100 years.
Okay.
This is Brahmaji's lifespan. Then that Brahmaji will go, another Brahmaji will come.
Okay.
We are right now in the second half of Brahmaji's age.
Achha.
Meaning we are in the 51st year.
Okay.
In the 28th day.
Okay.
Right now we are in about 2100 years around that time of Kali Yuga.
Kali Yuga.
4,30,000 years more to go.
4 lakh. Oh my.
So if somebody says Kali Yuga is going to happen now, some people say Kali Yuga will, we are getting into Satyug now, by 2032 Kali Yuga will end and from then Satyug will start. अब जो उनकी मान्यता है हिसाब से जिसको जो बोलना है वो माने बोले कोई दिक्कत नहीं, but Shastra is saying something else.
Okay.
As far as Hindu Sanatan Dharma is concerned, so that avatar will happen. And just imagine by the time what all will be the situation. How many? 4,30,000 years more, matlab kya hai wo?
Right.
If you read Stephen Hawkins, you will see, he said, humanity will be lucky if they survive 100 years.
Okay.
For all kinds of nuclear weapons that we have created and the kind of wars that are happening.
Right.
He said humanity will be lucky if they survive 100 years. And we are talking about Kalki Avatar, which is 4,32,000 years around that time at the end of that. So, anything we speak about it right now is only imagination.
Right.
It's only prediction.
So, one more thing I wanted to ask about the Kali Yuga. I feel like as the technologies are increasing, as you mentioned, nuclear, and I would say for all the technology we are using, somewhere it is making a human life more weaker, I feel. Somewhere the technologies which are coming, and this is also part of deterioration, what we say, humans are becoming more weaker and weaker due to all the technologies.
In some ways, very true. Because our mental faculties we are using lesser and lesser.
Yeah.
So human being is becoming dumber and dumber, and equipments are becoming smarter and smarter.
Yeah, because as nuclear weapons, so is a one part of war now. AI is coming, now artificial or intelligence and all such stuff are coming, which are going to be another war. Same as it.
So what we require is this: that we must use the technology, no doubt. We can't discard it, nor can we avoid it, nor can we, ignore saying ki nahi, so it is not useful. But we must also ensure that our human mind and the faculties are put to good use.
Good use.
Otherwise, we are depending everything, putting it on the technology, and then we are losing. And as they say, use it or lose it.
Yeah, right. So coming to one of my favorite deity, that is Krishna Bhagwan. I feel the way Krishna Bhagwan used to think, he used to perform or whatever, he used to act, his actions and how he used to handle the situations, I feel that is so connected to today's Kali Yuga. So what do you feel about Lord Krishna, and how you will tell the young generation or the people out there, what is Krishna? What is the exact Bhagwan Krishna is?
So Krishna Bhagwan is indescribable in that sense, but so many beautiful things to learn from his life, especially as a youth. His entire life, before his birth onwards, up to his going back to his loka, full of disappointments and difficulties. Before he is born, his siblings are killed. At the time of his birth, he is separated from the parents. When he is taken to taken to Gokul. Continuously, his own uncle is sending demons after demons to kill him. After that, he leaves, Gokul, and he comes to Mathura. He has to kill Kamsa, and many things happen. So where there's disappointment galore, one after another.
Right.
But when we think of Krishna, what do we think of him? What a life he had. Such a joyous person, such a lovely life, and playing with the gopis, stealing butter and eating this, and such a fantastic life. So we only see the enjoyment aspect, fun, the glory aspect of it. Because that is how Krishna is. Krishna literally means one who is most attractive. Akarshanat Krishna. What makes a person most attractive? Is joy, is happiness. Somebody goes on cribbing, complaining, victimizing oneself. That person is not attractive anymore.
Right.
Yes, there are difficulties, challenges, no doubt. How do I face? So Krishna Bhagwan, first thing he teaches the youth is that you live a life of inner strength.
Hmm.
Manasthiti and paristhiti are two different things. Paristhiti can be very powerful,
Right.
but it cannot overwhelm you if your manasthiti is strong and objective.
Okay.
That is one aspect Krishna Bhagwan's life is, and whole life he lives as a master. Not a moment he is a victim of life.
Right.
So live as a victor, not as a victim.
Hmm.
That is one powerful message for youth. Second message is be anchored in within.
Okay.
Many things were there for Bhagwan outside,
Right.
but he did not depend on any of them.
Hmm.
Not on people, not on things, not on power, not on opulence, not anything. He anchored himself within, and that's what he taught Arjun also.
Right.
The knowledge of the Gita.
Gita.
He did not touch Arjun and say, "Ki bhai, your confusion will go." He gave him the knowledge, made Arjun think, ask questions. Arjun got clarity, and then he made Arjun decide what he wants to do. And Arjun,
What is his karma? What is his duty?
so anchor in knowledge within. Get the knowledge. Krishna Bhagwan's whole life was full of knowledge. Third, he loved everybody, but fully detached he was. No attachment to any person.
Right.
Today we get attached, but we don't love.
Don't love.
In love, I am not more important. Beloved is more important. In attachment, I am more important. And today, people are breaking families. People are breaking up with their spouses. People are having difficult childhoods.
Right.
People are, as youngsters, feeling more and more lonely. Why? Because somewhere the focus has come more on I. Our Sanatan Dharma's focus is more on we.
So true.
Bhagwan did so many things for whom?
All of us.
For everyone.
Humanity. Yeah.
For the parents, for the, Nanda Baba, for the gopis, for the gopabalas, for the Vrijvasis, for the Yadavas, even entire humanity in that sense, where the Mahabharat war happens, where he establishes Dharma finally.
Right.
So, how did he do that? Because this anchoring in deepest love, at the same time full detachment.
Right.
So, these are very nice things to learn from him, where he says that you put the totality in front of the individuality.
Okay.
For a simple example, he said, I will not lift weapons in the war.
War, right.
I will not fight. But when Bhishma was on a particular day wanting to finish off Arjun, Bhagwan saw that Arjun is not fighting it with his full heart still. And so he saved Arjun once, and then he jumped out of the chariot, took a wheel and charged at Bhishma. There, what did Bhagwan do? He proved to Bhishma that when Dharma is at stake, you have to put aside your individual oath to protect Dharma, because individual oath is to be a dharmic person. If your oath is going to destroy Dharma, what are you doing with your oath?
Right.
Bhagwan broke his oath to teach that to Bhishma.
Yeah.
Like that, there are brilliant things. If you want to understand Dharma, understand Krishna. And that's why Mahabharata says, Yato Dharmas Tato Krishna.
Yeah. So that's what I think Bhishma Pita was the one because of whom entire Mahabharata started. Because he used to believe that what he thinks of Dharma, that is the Dharma, and that should be taken and accepted by everyone.
Mahabharata happened because of many reasons.
Yeah.
Bhishma was in a very small way a contributor to that. Ideally, the war would not have happened if Dhritarashtra had done his duty.
Right.
He refused to do the duty.
Right. So I really feel that Krishna Bhagwan is an example. If he wasn't God itself, and he had proved in the Mahabharata, but I believe that to give an example for everything, if he would have decided, so he would have finished that war in 2 minutes. Or in 1 second, I would say.
He doesn't have to come down.
Also.
So sitting there up only, he can finish off everything.
But his life journey is in a way that for an example of his actions and movement. For same as he wanted to show that how humanity is going to destroy humanity itself. That was the real reason what I feel of Mahabharata.
Main reason is to understand the importance of Dharma there. Krishna's life is meant to teach us that.
That, right.
Follow Dharma. And one very important thing we should know. Many people think Ramji's life is very ideal. We can't live in today's life. But Krishna Bhagwan's life is what we should live, because Krishna Bhagwan used strategy. Krishna Bhagwan was smart. Krishna Bhagwan knew when to break rules and when to follow rules. No doubt, it is true that that clarity that Bhagwan had about dharma, we should follow that.
Yeah.
But honestly, we can't follow what Krishna Bhagwan exactly did.
Of course not. Yeah.
He lifted the entire Govardhan mountain with his small finger. We can't lift a suitcase. He destroyed his Dhenukasur and Bakasur and all of them. We are scared of a little cockroach. So we can't live literally what he did.
Of course, yeah.
But his understanding of dharma, simple, even small things, he became a charioteer for Arjun. What is dignity of labor when we speak about it? No work is small.
No work is small.
And the Lord of the entire universe is becoming a charioteer without feeling anything about it. And dedicated to that. People used to sleep after the war is over and they rest in the evening. What was Bhagwan doing 18 days? He was giving baths to the horses. He was taking out their arrows. He was applying medicines. He was massaging the feet of those horses. That is the Lord of the universe doing that to show us that if you are a Sarathi, you do Sarathi Dharma well.
Right. Okay.
Every Dharma, whichever role he took up, brilliantly he does it. So we can follow that intent of Krishna and the values of Ram. Both we can follow.
Right.
In today's life.
So, when you're talking about dharma, tell the exact meaning of dharma to the youth and the young generation today. Then what exactly dharma is?
Dharma literally means dharayate iti dharma, dharana dharma. That which unites, upholds, integrates is dharma. That which prevents me from falling lower is dharma. Because dharan karta hai na. If I hold something, I put my efforts for it to stay here. If I leave it, that thing will fall.
Okay.
So mind has to be lifted to remain in a certain value system and then go beyond to realize the divinity.
Okay.
Otherwise it will fall. Natural tendency is to live in a dharmic way, live in comfort, live in laziness, lethargy. It requires effort to push oneself up to higher level. Dharma is that which helps me to lift myself from where I am
to the best of
to a higher level to manifest my potential.
Okay.
And so Sanatan Dharma is that we have to understand Dharma at these 4 levels. Sanatan Dharma will say that all of us are essentially divine. It will say oneness is the truth of the universe. Body, mind, intellect, each of us are different. But as consciousness, all of us are one and the same. Wave can be big wave, small wave, foam, bubble, lather, but water is same in everything.
Right.
Same way, consciousness is in all. This is only an equipment, it comes and it goes. So when we see oneness, and we can see oneness from that level where oneness is.
Right.
If I see oneness everywhere, wherever there is oneness, there will be love.
Okay.
A mother sees oneness, that this is my child, I and child are one. So mother is able to do so much for the child.
Right.
Great masters, they see this oneness. Buddha sees only oneness, so there's full of compassion. Shankaracharya ji sees only oneness, so he acts out of compassion. Anandamayi Ma, Mirabai, they operate out of oneness. So where there is oneness, that is the dharma. Okay. Because dharma, that will bind and unite. If I don't see oneness, there will be divisions. Psychological divisions when we create, then there will be war. Why there's violence and fights everywhere? In a family, when there is no vision of oneness, there will be fights, conflicts. People don't want to stay in joint family today. They want to break. Why? No, I want my freedom, my space. I can't live with everybody. Because you're not seeing oneness.
Right.
Rama and Mahabharat happened because they couldn't see that we are one family. Pandavas, Kauravas, and this division Kauravas created. So wherever there is division on the basis of caste, community, creed, gender, nationality, economics, skin color, whatever it may be, people will create divisions and they will fight. And these divisions we can't stop.
Right.
In spite of divisions, I have to see oneness.
Okay.
That is dharma. Okay. That is what Sanatan Dharma says. Like Swami Swatmananda Ji used to give this example. He used to say that each part of my body is different or not. Hands are different, legs are different, head is different, stomach is different. Every part of the body is different in size, color, shape, functionality. Yet,
Okay.
I operate out of oneness. No, this is my body.
Yeah.
Whole world is the body of the truth.
Truth.
All of us are one only, but we are not seeing that oneness.
Nice. So true.
So Vedanta gives us that vision of oneness. Advaita Vedanta says that this is one truth appearing in hundreds and millions of forms, inert and sentient, living, non-living, akhanda mandalakaram, vyaptam yena characharam is what Vedanta says. If I operate from that vision of oneness, I will have love and compassion for the whole Srishti,
Right.
not only for human beings.
Okay.
Today, if you see so many challenges in the world, you call it, global warming, climate change, terrorism, corruption, relationship breaking, families breaking, drugs, depression. One of the main causes of all this is what? I am only focusing on differences.
Differences.
If I see oneness, there will be love and compassion. Where there is love and compassion, I will follow values. I don't want to hurt my beloved. Values automatically will come, no? Truthfulness, honesty, forgiveness, everything will follow. And lastly, I will do duties. If I love my country, I will do duty towards my country. On the day of voting, I will go and vote. I will not say, ki chutti ka din hai, come on, let's go, chill out.
Right.
I love my country, I will not pollute the place. I will not litter. I will not waste electricity. So many things I will do because I love. If I don't love, I don't see oneness, then doesn't matter. Country जाए भाड़ में, मुझे तो अपना ही काम करना है. So then there is selfishness.
Selfish.
Dharma is that which helps me to operate out of these four things. Where I see oneness, where there is love, then there will be duties, there will be then this bhavana of following good values. That's all Dharma is.
So Swamiji, Bhagwan Krishna is always been criticized for one thing about his marriage part. So please give that clarity to everyone that what exactly it is.
So Bhagwan Krishna had 8 principal wives.
Okay.
There was this asura called Narakasura
Okay.
who was doing some specific spiritual like a ritual where he had captured 16,100 princes and he was going to kill them.
Okay.
They sent a message to Bhagwan ki please come and protect us, rescue us. So Bhagwan goes with Satyabhama and he kills Narakasura.
Okay.
And what happened is when they were, of course, Narakasura died and then they were released. They all took the refuge of Bhagwan saying ki we come seeking your refuge. Now you only have to save us, protect us. Society is not going to take us back. See, in Treta Yuga itself, Sita ji was kept captive by Ravan, and in spite of Agni Pariksha, society never accepted Sita ji, and they kept on giving excuse of Sita ji to do any immorality that they would have wanted to do, and Bhagwan Ram ensured that that doesn't happen. Now we are in Dwapar Yuga. So naturally, the 16,100 princes, society is not going to accept them back. That is the sad part of the society. And so, Bhagwan marries all of them.
Okay.
That's how he has 16,108 wives.
Okay.
Now here we have to understand one thing. Did he marry out of lust? He did not. He actually saved those princes and they came to seek his refuge. Point 1. Point 2, that who is Krishna? He is not just an ordinary human being. He is Ishvara himself. Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam Bhagavatam first canto itself says that. Everything belongs to Bhagavan in that sense.
Right.
Right? And those who went there, those 16,100 princes, they were not going there only as individuals. They are the jivas who have taken refuge of Bhagavan, Ishvara. So when a jiva takes refuge of Ishvara,
Okay.
the Sharanagati that jiva does, that Sharanagati will lead to union, oneness. The jiva will realize that I and God are one. Essentially, we are divine, we are one. Just that one has forgotten the truth. So that is the deeper aspect of it.
Okay.
And Swami Chinmayanand Ji also used to give a different angle to it.
Okay.
Gurudev used to say that in Yoga Shastra, the thought varieties are classified into 16,100 channels. That the human mind can go into these channels of thought.
Okay.
So if you take it from that standpoint, consciousness is that which enlivens every single thought, Without thought, without consciousness, thought cannot exist.
Hmm.
In fact, the definition of thought, Swami Swatmananda used to give a very beautiful equation.
Hmm.
He would say, thought is equal to object plus consciousness.
Okay.
It's a very brilliant definition, because how do I become aware of a thought? Suppose I say, okay, this is a mic. Then the form of the mic comes into my mind, which is the object.
Object.
But how do I become aware of that form? There's a consciousness which enlivens my eyes, my pranas, my senses, my mind. Then I'm becoming aware of that. Otherwise, I won't be aware of it.
Won't be aware of it.
So every single thought is enlivened by consciousness.
Consciousness.
And in these 16,100 varieties, the thoughts can flow. If from all thought varieties, if they surrender to Ishvara, consciousness, that person has realized that I am not the thought, I am not the result of thought, I am Brahman, I am one with that consciousness.
One with the consciousness.
So that's the symbolic depiction of that.
So I really want to understand about Ekadashi, and I think there is some connection with Lord Krishna as well, right? So just wanted to understand what is that.
So Ekadashi is the vrata. The name of a vrata is Ekadashi. It is a penance that one takes up.
Okay.
It is actually for 3 days.
Gotcha.
It is specifically followed by those who are worshippers of Bhagavan Vishnu. Krishna Bhagavan is an avatar of Vishnu Bhagavan only. And this will come once in a fortnight.
Okay.
According to Hindu calendar, the Shukla Paksha and the Krishna Paksha. Bright fortnight, based on the lunar calendar, the lunar cycle of the waxing and the waning of the moon. Bright fortnight, Shukla Paksha Ekadashi, and then Krishna Paksha Ekadashi. So in a month, 2 Ekadashis will come.
Okay.
There are 12 months in the Hindu calendar.
Mm-hmm.
So there are 24 such Ekadashis.
Right.
And then sometime there will be an Adhik Mas. So 2 more will come. So totally 26 Ekadashi, Adhik Mas or Kshay Mas, depending on the, like how we have a leap year to adjust the, the rotation of the earth around the sun is 365 point some days, right?
Okay.
So once in 4 years, there will be 1 day added extra.
Acha.
Like that, going by the lunar cycle and the solar cycle, combination of both these, 1 extra month will get added to adjust this fractions that are getting created, right? So 26 Ekadashis will be there in the whole year. And the followers of Bhagavan Vishnu will follow that Ekadashi Vrat. Followers of Bhagavan Shiva will follow Pradosh Vrat.
Okay.
Like that, followers of Ganesh Ji will follow that Sankashti.
Sankashti, yes.
So like that, there are vratas. Okay. And Ekadashi can be done by anybody. Now, any vrata can be done by any other devotee for any form, not a problem. But this Ekadashi specifically will start. And why Ekadashi? Because Dwadashi is the day of Bhagavan Vishnu. If you see, there are 12 chapters in Srimad Bhagavatam.
Okay.
If you see the mantra Bhagavan Vishnu, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, it is a Dwadashakshari mantra. In Gita, you have Bhakti Yoga, which is 12th chapter.
12th chapter, yeah.
Bhagavan Vishnu manifests as 12 Adityas. Okay. In that, one of them will be Vamana, who is the dwarf. Like that, 12 number is very deeply connected with Bhagavan Vishnu. Okay. Now, to prepare oneself to worship Bhagavan on the Dwadashi, the Dwadashi is called Harivasar. Okay. That's the day of Hari or Bhagavan Vishnu. Okay. Ekadashi is a preparation for that. So what will be done? Preparation will start even for Ekadashi on Dashami.
Acha. The 10th day.
10th day. So 10th Tithi, the person has to get ready in the morning. So the worship of Bhagavan Vishnu will happen for 3 days continuously in this vrat. Okay. On 10th, one will get up in the morning, worship Bhagavan Vishnu. And on that day, one will eat only once. Eka Bhukta it is called. Once only one has to eat on that day. Okay. Then, and one has to follow Brahmacharya, one has to sleep on the ground or basic simplicity one sleeps in. Then Ekadashi day, one gets up in the morning, does the worship, and takes a sankalpa saying, Bhagwan, I am doing this sankalpa for this Ekadashi Vrat, please help me to do this Vrat properly. Okay. That whole day, that person will not eat. Ekadashi Vrat is an upvas where one does not eat anything.
Okay.
Sometimes people do nirjal, no water also. But if that is difficult, then don't eat anything that day. That is literally fast, upvas.
Okay.
And upvas is done so that my entire pranic energies will move upwards. So that food is not there. So when we eat food, apana vayu goes down and that is what digests the food.
Right.
And then the evacuation, etc. has to happen. So, and one has to spend time in cooking, eating, digesting, evacuating, all that. So much time will go in any of that. Ekadashi is the day where I say, no, I will not eat. Upa means sit close and Upa means near and Vasa is to sit close. So you sit close to Bhagwan. Upvas is not only depriving oneself of food and then watching television and cricket match and movie songs and anything. There's no use of that. You're simply depriving yourself of food.
Okay.
You want to do that to detox the body, that's a different point. But this is a vrat for bhakti, for destruction of papa, for attaining punya. It's a very different thing. And we are moving away from all that and coming only to the gross world of, detoxify your body, reduce your weight, reduce your fat percentage.
Right.
That's a very, very secondary benefit of Ekadashi. It's not the main thing.
For any fasting, I would say.
T cells in the body will get rejuvenated every 15 days. That research was done in 2018. Nobel Peace Prize was given to that scientist who did that research. Cancer cells will get destroyed when you do full fast, where you don't eat food once in 15 days.
Once in 15 days, okay.
But Ekadashi Vrat is much more subtler and deeper than this. Physical benefit, of course, will happen. Whatever will happen to your body, T cells will get generated and all that.
Yeah.
But when I don't eat, then I remember Bhagwan. Through the day I serve Bhagwan. Whatever duties I'm doing, I offer it to Bhagwan. Evening, I read the Vishnu Puran, Bhagavad Puran. I have to study all that. And one has to keep awake whole night. Just like Mahashivratri, Ekadashi, every Ekadashi night one has to keep awake.
Okay.
Doing what? Stotrams, chanting, Vishnu Sahasranam chanting,
Right.
doing the worship of Bhagwan, even dance, music connected to Bhagwan.
Bhagwan, okay.
Keep awake whole night. Next day morning is the actual worship of Hari, which is the Dwadashi day,
Okay.
where one will worship Bhagwan Hari and thank him for the success of the Ekadashi Vrat and offer, take the Naivedya offered to Bhagwan with the Tulsi. Bhagwan loves Tulsi. So you offer Tulsi on Ekadashi, do the Archana and all that.
Yeah, Vishnu Bhagwan,
Bhagwan.
basically likes Tulsi. Yes.
Then you take that Tulsi first. Then you feed Brahmanas. Give them some Dakshina. Then you break your fast. So from 10th onwards to 12th, and on that day also you eat only once. Dwadashi also you eat only once.
Okay.
So Ekadashi, full fast. Dwadashi and Dashami, only once you eat. So you fast for 3 days.
Okay.
And 3 mornings, every morning you have to worship Bhagwan. 11th night, full night you be awake.
Right.
And Vedantically, if you see, 10 senses and 1 mind. Upvas is to control these 11 things.
These 11 things, right.
If we don't eat food alone, and with the eyes, I am eating anything, seeing anything, reading anything, listening to anything with the ears. If materialistic thought process I am entertaining, then I am not really doing upvas.
Right.
So to withdraw the mind from all these, withdraw the senses from all these and focus on the self, focus on Vishnu, focus on Bhagwan, is the Ekadashi Vrat. And when a person does this, imagine every fortnight, 3 days you have to live in self-control. You have to live in brahmacharya, you have to remember Bhagwan. Your bond with Bhagwan will be very strong.
So true.
And Shastra says that it will destroy papa karmas, it will generate punya, and many, many difficult things that human being cannot do, especially in today's age, like thousands of Ashwamedha Yajna punya one will get by doing one Ekadashi. Vrat. Hundreds of Vajpayee Yajna punya one will get. Lot of Godan punya one will get. All that is given in the scripture.
Okay.
People have made fasting as a new entertainment activity. कि हम क्या खाएंगे, राजगृह का शीरा, इसका मखाने की खीर एंड पता नहीं क्या क्या प्लान करते रहते हैं. अरे खाना ही नहीं है कुछ उस दिन.
खाना ही नहीं है.
अगर नहीं रह सकते ऐसे, then you eat once in a day, which is falahar, which means only some fruit and little milk. That's it.
Okay.
That also you can do Eka Bhukta, it is called. Eka Bhakta is one time only. If you can't do without food, then you eat once. If you can't do that, eat at night. Do the fasting in the day, eat in the evening. Eka Bhakta is to eat after midday in the afternoon, and Nakta is to eat at the time when the stars are visible. Not at night, just after sunset when stars are visible.
Okay.
बस that's all Ekadashi is.
अच्छा.
अब सुबह को क्या ब्रेकफास्ट में खाएंगे, दोपहर को क्या खाएंगे, शाम को क्या खाएंगे, फराळ और फराળી चेवड़ा मिलता है. अरे एकादशी में you can't eat cereal, you can't eat नमक also.
Yes.
Nothing cooked you can eat. अब फराळ का चेवड़ा, उसमें शिंगाड़े का लोट का शीरा, पता नहीं क्या क्या चला रहे हैं सर.
So I think this fasting thing, मतलब this all upvasa, we say that it has been made in a very wrong way and portrayed in a very wrong way.
Totally wrong way. Either they push it into detox mode and drink juices and cocktails and lassi and अरे भाई साहब क्यों कर रहे हो? Detox करना है तो अलग से करो.
Main reason is to connect with your bhakti and connect with God.
Yeah.
So now coming to Bhagwan Shiv. Bhagwan Shiv, sab, in youth or in even young generation, Bhagwan Shiv has been taken. See, a lot of people believe in him as a very peaceful and as a God who can give us a peace. But somewhere, some people are connecting it with intoxicity. Bhagwan Shiv is consuming all such things, and all such narratives and stories have been built against it. You can see this paintings and all such things have been coming out just for becoming cool or I don't know what. But I think this narrative should be broken somewhere. I think you are the best person to say that. So what exactly you will tell to these people?
See, we go, what is the praman for us? What is the valid means of knowledge for us about Bhagwan Shiva? Shiv Puran, Ling Puran, Skanda Puran.
Yeah.
And the Vedic knowledge, which is the main source. All the principles of the Veda are depicted through the Puranas.
Puranas, right.
Vedas is our main source. None of the Vedic knowledge or the Puranic descriptions have any description of Bhagwan Shiva doing any weed or bhang, anything like that.
Okay.
Bhagwan doesn't need. Shiva means auspicious. Shiva means alertness. Why would Shiva get into intoxicated state through substance abuse? That which completely dulls me, drains me of energy. Why will I even get into that when I want to actually be alert? Spirituality is a state of awakened state, alert state. It is not a state of, being intoxicated and then forgetting oneself. All that will be in the creation. Like you said, somebody has done a painting. He is not having a chillam in his hand. Some people say, actually, वो श्रृंगी है. श्रृंगी भी नहीं है उनके हाथ में actually. Which Purana says कि भगवान के हाथ में श्रृंगी है? Shringi means the horn of a bull.
Bull, right.
Which is used to do abhishek on Shivlinga. That's all it is used for. शिव जी क्यों लेके ऐसे बैठेंगे? उनको पानी पीना है क्या उससे? किसी ने कुछ तो ड्रॉ कर दिया है और उसको बेसिकली ह्यूमन बीइंग वांट्स टू जस्टिफाई हिज और हर इंडल्जेंस. भगवान के नाम पे करो. अब इतना ही करना है तो भगवान शिव अगर इफ यू थिंक दैट ही इज डूइंग वीड and you want to do weed, okay, do. First you drink halal poison and kalkut first. So बचाओ अपने आप को पहले वो पहले पियो और जिंदा रहोगे, उसके बाद वीड करो. कर ही नहीं पाओगे. ध्यान में बैठो ना, 4-4 घंटे भी आप बैठ नहीं पाओगे. वो तो युगों तक ध्यान में बैठे रहते हैं. How is a youngster going to do all that?
Yeah. So the same story, I had this, someone had asked me this question at a very young age, after COVID I feel, कि भगवान भी ये सब करते, शिव भगवान भी सब करते. So specifically to get that answer, I went to Kashi without saying my parents. I just went because I wanted to understand Bhagwan Shiv. So there after Ganga Aarti, I just sat on the ghat and there one Sadhu Baba came and he said, I just asked him this question, what he replied the same thing. He said, जो तुझे ये बता रहे हैं उनको पहले बताओ कि अगर तुम्हें भगवान शिव का ये सब पसंद है तो तुम जहर लेके तुम भी सृष्टि को बचाओ, लोगों को बचाओ, किसी एक इंसान को बचाओ। ये उनकी सोच है, वो सोच उनको उधर लेके जा रही है। लोग अगर सच में शिव भगवान को जानना चाहते हैं तो उनकी ये सारी कहानियाँ और ये सारी चीज़ों को अडेप्ट करना चाहिए। आई थिंक इट्स लाइक व्हाट ह्यूमन वांट्स टू थिंक एंड व्हाट ही इज इनसाइड देम, दैट ही इज कैप्चरिंग एंड गेटिंग इन।
And many things are also the thing which is introduced by some people to pull our culture down.
Yeah, right.
That youth have to become aware that there are vested interests who want to destroy us.
Yes.
Drugs is such a big business today, and one of the easiest way to destroy the potential of a young country,
Right.
get them into drugs.
Right.
And the money is used for the drug cartel money. If you see the golden triangle, if you understand what it is, I won't go into the detail of it, but that money is used against our own country.
Our own country. Right.
For all kinds of anti-national activities. So what are we supporting, and what kind of culture it is which makes people think that, to snort cocaine, to do the weed, to drink alcohol is a sign of being cool.
Right.
You want to really be cool, have a cool head like Shiva. In any disturbed such a circumstance, learn to be level-headed. That is being cool.
Right.
You want to be really cool, love single-pointedly like Shiva. That is being cool.
So true.
You want to flirt around with 20 girls, not commit to a marriage and have a live-in relationship, and you think that is being cool. That is all.
That is all bullshit.
That is all the mindset that people have pulled into our Sanatan Dharma. And in the name of being open-minded, cool, we are losing the fundamental of our Sanatan Dharma. Right?
Yeah, so true. So coming to your own liking, sir, we have talked about every supreme God and you have given such a right and strong answers to it. So right now I want to understand which is that God you preach to and you follow.
I follow Shivji. Shiva is my Ishta Devata.
Okay. So basically Shiva, if you want to give in the short to the youth, what you will say? Shiv Bhagwan.
So I generally say this very clearly to all the youth, that Shiva, if you switch the word, it will become Vashi.
Okay.
Vashi means one who is a master.
Master, okay.
First thing to do is attain self-mastery. Control your body, mind, intellect. Integrate them. Align them well. Have a noble purpose in your life,
okay,
for which you will integrate body, mind, intellect well, and use the full potential of your body, mind, intellect for that higher purpose. Point 1. Point 2, develop deepest level of detachment. Shivji is one who is anchored in detachment. Bhasma that he applies is a symbol of detachment. Jata he has, symbol of austerity and detachment. Like that, many things. He is anchored, he lives in cremation ground, symbol of detachment.
Detachment, right.
So, when there is deepest level of detachment, then a person's potential will manifest maximum.
Okay.
Today, people speak about it even in the performance when they say, like yesterday Champions Trophy, high level performance and pressure is there. You focus on the process, don't have anxiety for the result. You expect a result and you work hard. But don't be attached to that result.
Right.
That detachment will help a lot in performance, in relationship, everywhere.
Right.
Shiva is a symbol of detachment. Third, as I said earlier, be single-pointed in love towards a person.
Towards a person, right.
That is true guts. To spend life with one person. To say that, how can you spend life with only one person, multiple partners, one should have variety chahiye life mein. All that is stupidity. Be with one person. But the person will know your positives and negatives. You will get exposed. But to live together, to adjust, to walk the journey, to love each other, to support each other, that requires guts. That is courage.
Yeah, right.
Sati immolated herself and Shivji did not marry again. Till she was born again as Parvati, and then Shiva and Parvati unite.
Right.
Shivji shows that, be one. Shivji shows that get out of lust. He destroyed Kamdev with his third eye. Today lust is encouraged like anything.
Right.
There is a place for it in one's life. But follow the principles of Brahmacharya. Conserve your vital energies. This is Sanatan Dharma, which says you conserve your vital energies and redirect them, consecrate them towards higher purpose.
Right.
A culture which is 200 years old only is telling you about losing your virginity and letting go of your vitality and experiencing a release and ecstasy and all that. They are children in evolution.
Children.
These rishis have spoken after the experience and they have experimented for 10,000 plus years.
Yes.
And what is the power of brahmacharya? If you want to attain the highest knowledge, Shiva, if you say, is the Kundalini Shakti, is the Sahasrara. Here it is Shiva. Kundalini as the base of your spine. If you don't follow brahmacharya, it is impossible for the Kundalini Shakti to rise high, to unite. Shakti and Shiva, you will not unite here.
Okay.
And today in the name of Tantra, what people are doing? Indulging in sex like anything. Tantra doesn't speak of that. Tantra says you conserve your energy. So Shiva is telling you to conserve energy. Shiva is not somebody who is overcome by lust. And as young people, we have the energy to control that and rechannelize that energy. Tremendous things can happen in the human being when they know this art. Shiva teaches that art. And you look at Shiva, is he not the master of yoga? Is he not the originator of language, Sanskrit? Is he not the master of dance? Shiva is peace inside, dynamism outside. That is Shiva Tattva.
Right.
So many things. Shiva is holistic growth. Don't focus only on one thing in life. At certain stage, yes, one aspect is important, but grow holistically.
Holistically, right.
Many, many beautiful things to learn from Shiva.
So true, sir. Sir, I just want to understand the festival calendars, if you see in our Hindu culture and Sanatan culture, every festival is meant for some, there is a reason behind it. Like, I think it starts from...
it will start from Chaitra Mas actually, Gudi Padwa.
Yeah, Gudi Padwa. It starts from Gudi Padwa and then I think Diwali and all. Everything has a meaning, right? So you can just define in a short that when it starts and...
See, the point is this word festival has one meaning,
Achha.
one connotation.
Okay.
Festivities, enjoy, celebrate, all that. But the word in Sanatan Dharma is Utsava.
Utsava.
Ut means lift up. Utsava means a celebration which will uplift you. Imagine what we do in the name of festival today. Drink, dance, fall down intoxicated, put some Bollywood songs, thoda bahut ritual kar do, baki sab time pass, play cards, go out. What is Utsava in that? Utsava is literally to uplift my mind.
Uplift my mind.
And Sanatan Dharma is a dharma of Utsava Priya we are.
Right.
And what variety of Utsavas we have? We celebrate relationships. So there is Guru Purnima, there is Raksha Bandhan, there is Karka Chaturthi. Like that, so many festivals that we celebrate relationships. We celebrate nature. So there are harvest festivals. Pongal will be there. Vasant Panchami will be there.
Right.
Like that, different harvest festivals will come. Then we will celebrate incarnations. So Ram Navami will be there, Janmashtami will be there, Ganesh Chaturthi will be there, Shivratri, like that. Then we will celebrate worship. 9 days worship Devi.
Right.
And 9 different forms of Devi. And that Navratri will come 4 times in a year.
4 times in a year.
4 times in a year. 2 are Gupta Navratris. One will be Chaitra Navratri.
Okay.
One will be this Ashwin Mars Navratri or Sharad Navratri they call it. And there is Ashadi Navratri and Maghi Navratri also.
Okay.
Which many people don't celebrate in a big way that way, but it's celebrated by Devatas and many in Bharat, especially villages, etc. They celebrate all the 4.
But right
so you
now
celebrate
Shakti.
Shakti.
Garba.
Garba only.
Okay.
4 different Navaratris to celebrate Shakti. What is Shakti? Is the principle of Shakti. If I understand, my whole life will change. So we celebrate for worship. Shravan Mas, an entire Mas we worship Bhagwan Shiva. Kartik Mas will come. Again we worship Shiva. Purushottam Mas, that is Adhik Mas, we worship Bhagwan Vishnu. Full month. Ganesh Ji, 10 days.
Right.
Now, these are to celebrate sadhana processes. So people will take up rituals during this time. They will do fasting, they will do, chanting, they will do havans, dan, many things they will do. So for us, festivals are a way to uplift.
Okay.
It will start from Chaitra Navratri and then Chaitra Navratri, yes. So the beginning is the Gudi Padwa. Then will come Ram Navami. Then will come Hanuman Jayanti.
Okay.
Then we will celebrate Adi Shankara Jayanti. Then it will come to, let us say, one whole month people do, they eat saltless food. So the addictions that we have for sugar and salt, one can put aside. One can learn to live in self-control. Then Shravan Mas, worship Shivji. In that only it will come all this, Ganesh Chaturthi and Janmashtami. And then we have national festivals, which are anyway 15th August and 26th Jan.
So true, sir. So I
It'll go on.
feel like everything is connected and I'm making you realize to understand the Supreme and to understand and Supreme is within yourself somewhere. So I feel like, sir, today I understand that why teacher or a guru on this is so important, because Sanatan Dharma is so vast and wide. I think one podcast cannot cover everything. So, sir, I would say thank you so much, sir. I think I have a lot of more questions, but I think it's too big. So we'll have one more session, sir, with you, and please do come next time as well. And thank you so much for this time coming on Positive Talks. Just one last thing, you want to say something to youth or to me?
I would say develop 3 things.
Okay.
Swami Swatmananda Ji's message has been beautiful in that context. He said, develop clarity, purity and dexterity.
Okay.
So clarity in thinking.
Okay.
About what are my roles, what are my goals and what is my soul. So role clarity, goal clarity, soul clarity we should develop.
Okay.
Develop purity of mind so that more and more detachment, dispassion I attain and get a certain equanimity of mind, not swing to extremes.
Okay.
And dexterity is to bring the mind where the hands are.
Okay.
Learn to be single pointed in whatever I do. Don't do multitasking. Learn to do one thing at a time as a lifestyle. Sometimes one has to do multiple things, that's a different point. But as a lifestyle, learn to do one thing at a time. Okay. If these 3 we develop, clarity, purity, dexterity, that is called alignment of the body, that is called yoga. Or alignment of the personality. So body, mind, intellect will get aligned with clarity, purity and dexterity. If I live in that way, I will discover my full potential. I can serve the society. And 4th thing is have a goal, which is a higher purpose in your life. Don't live only for yourself. Have a higher purpose, dedicate yourself to that higher purpose, and you will find great peace, happiness, satisfaction in that.
Okay.
It could be country, it could be culture, it could be revival of Sanatan Dharma, it could be making my country a very, very progressive, developed country anchored in values, whatever it may be, help the poor, whatever the cause is. But dedicate yourself to a higher purpose.
Yeah.
That will bring out the best.
So that's the goal of Positivity Talks and Positivity Around, to do something good for the country. मैं अपने आप से हमेशा ये कहता हूँ कि एक दिन ऐसा आना चाहिए कि माँ भारती ये कहे कि ये सच्चा लाल है. So that's the goal. I had visioned to do all these things, and thank you so much, sir. I have got that clarity today from you कि about Sanatan Dharma, and I think definitely I need to go deep into it. So thank you so much, sir, coming on Positive Talks, and I think all the viewers would enjoy and get a lot of knowledge through this podcast. So once again,
it was wonderful to interact with you and wish you all the best, and to the channel Positive Talks also.